If you've been trying to grow your email list, I'm going to show you every single step to go from just starting out to getting your first 1,000 subscribers in a very short amount of time for free. My name is Orzechowski. I'm an email marketer. I've worked with a lot of big brands in the e-commerce space and digital product space, selling over $100 million worth of product, and then built a multi-million-dollar business off the back of that. And I started all of this with 0 subscribers, just like you. One of the things I knew from working with a bunch of clients before I ever had my list was that the money is in the list, and you probably heard people say this before, right? So I'm going to tell you everything that I did. I'm going to tell you the mistakes that I made and the things that worked really well and what I would do differently if I can go back to the beginning and start over. So before we get into that, let's talk about why people fail to grow a list or start a list in the first place. A lot of times people, you go onto their website and it'll say, sign up for my newsletter, sign up for updates. It's like, okay, that's cool. You might get a few people who are like super fans of yours based on the content that you put out or the products that you sell, but it's going to be a very small trickle of people. It's not going to be anything substantial, and you're not going to get that critical mass to where you can actually start making good money. And I think if you can get your list to 1,000 people, that's when you actually start making real money. You can make sales before that, but once you have 1,000 people who really like your stuff, it's really not hard to make 4 figures, maybe even 5 figures a month in selling products to that list. And I've done that with many clients, and I've done that myself. The first reason why people fail is they try to create too many different lead magnets. I've seen this a lot of times. I've talked with some people, some of my friends who have businesses, and they'll have like 12 different lead magnets. And like, you got to pick one really good lead magnet and focus on that. More lead magnets is not necessarily going to get you more subscribers, at least not in the beginning. In the beginning, what you need to do is you need to go super deep. The other thing that people mess up with is the lead magnet itself does not give your ideal prospect a quick win. When someone sees your lead magnet, they need to see it and immediately say, I need this, because I know that if I grab this free thing, something good is going to happen in my business. So that means it could be a book on a topic that leads to a specific outcome. It could be a template. It could be a cheat sheet. It could be a checklist. It could even be a case study that's super in depth that walks people through how to achieve a specific outcome. They need to see, wow, I can get this thing for free and it can make me more money. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for solutions to their problems. So your lead magnet has to solve a solution to a problem. And a lot of people are scared. They're like, I don't want to give away my best stuff. But if you give away something really awesome on the front end, like I have a funnel that I've been running for a long time. It's called the Amazing 92-Word Email that converts your unconverted email subscribers. And people literally take this freebie that I have and they copy and paste the email. They put the name of their product in it and they send it out to their list. And they're like, oh my gosh, I made sales. So obviously, if the first thing I gave you for free made you a lot of money, you're like, wow, what else can you do? Right? It's very simple and builds a relationship and gets people excited. The other mistake that people make is that they don't have any distribution. So distribution just means what marketing channels are you on? Like, how are you actually getting eyeballs to your lead magnet page in the first place? Most people don't build any distribution system to actually get traffic in the first place to get people onto their email list. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that there is congruency between what you're offering on the front end and what you ultimately want to sell on the back end. For example, with my own business, I actually made a mistake here. My initial lead magnet, one of my early lead magnets that I had was about becoming an email copywriter. And what I wanted to do was build a list full of people that I could sell copywriting services to. Now, obviously, there's a disconnect between those two things, because the people who take that initial lead magnet to become copywriter and get retainer deals, they're not going to hire me to write copy. So a lot of people do this. It's kind of like obvious when you hear it, but a lot of people actually have a huge mismatch between what they're offering on the front end and what they ultimately want to sell on the back end. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to think about all the outcomes that people want to get in their business or in their life. If they grab this and they do what I say, this thing is going to happen to them. If they grab this lead magnet, they are going to make more money. Whatever the outcome is that they want, they need to actually be able to take it and use it and get a win from it. And that's the big key to getting your first 1,000 subscribers. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to take a piece of paper and you're going to list all the outcomes that your dream customers or dream clients want. Like, what are the things they want to accomplish? If you're selling a service, for example, let's say you're doing a YouTube management, right? Or YouTube growth services. Like, okay, what wins have you gotten for people? You, as someone who creates content or has an online business, you have tools that help achieve outcomes. So what are the tools that you could use? You're going to pull one of them out and you're going to give it away for free. Once you've done that, you're not actually going to go and create your lead magnet. This is another big mistake that people make. I don't sit down and create anything in my business unless I have validated that there is a desire for it, right? So what I do is something called the lead magnet test post. Now, this is super simple. You can do this on any platform, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or X. But what you're going to do is before you sit down and create anything, you are going to actually make a post and say, hey, I'm creating this thing. It is called blank. And you're going to put your title in there, right? Now, the title is key, because if the title is really good, if people hear the title and they're like, ooh, that sounds interesting, and it grabs their attention and gets them to stop the scroll, and they're like, I think I want this thing, then you know it's a good idea. And what you're going to do is you're going to say, I'd love to send you a free copy. Comment below with the word whatever, with the word book, with the word template. For me, I did one, it was like the 7 Laws of Email Copywriting. That was like the first one I ever did. Comment the word email below. And you're going to see in real time how many people are actually interested in that thing. And I had about 45 or 50 people comment on that. And I said, wow, this is great. There's 50 people who are interested in this thing. So if I got crickets, if no one commented on it, then I wasn't going to create it, because why would I waste my time if no one wanted it? And a lot of people don't ever do this. It's funny. They'll waste a month creating something and they'll launch it and no one wants it. And then their list doesn't grow and they're in the same position they were in 30 days ago, except they've lost a whole month and don't have anything to show for it. It's not uncharacteristic to get 100 or more subscribers in like 10 minutes for doing this, right? Because what you're going to do, and this is largely a manual process, but again, if you're kickstarting your list from scratch, it's going to have to be a little bit manual in the beginning. What you're going to be able to do now is message all of those people. You're going to DM all of them and say, hey, thanks so much. Like, what's your email? I'm going to add you to my list. I'm going to send it to you as soon as it's ready. And they're going to send you their email. You're going to take it. You're going to manually import it into your email software. I use ConvertKit. If you need an email software, I'll have a link below. That's my favorite email software. It's what I've been using since 2019. It's great. You should have an account too. It's really awesome. You're going to manually import those people, and now they're on your list. Every social media algorithm works is like they like promoting popular posts, because obviously if a post is getting a lot of engagement, that tells the social media algorithms like, people like this, we should show it to more people because it'll keep people on platform more. So when you do this and you have 50 or 100 or 200 people comment on it, it's going to say, wow, this post got 200 comments. We should show this to more people. And so it's kind of like this snowball effect where now other people who didn't initially see the post are going to see the post because there's engagement on it, right? And it's really, really cool. Like, you'll start to get all these people popping out of the woodwork who are going to say, yes, I want this thing too. Please add me to your list. It could be a one-page PDF. Like I said, my 92-word email template is like half a page document with a video that I've recorded in 15 minutes. And then once it's done, you're going to mail to all those people. Now, what's really cool about this is that you could do this process over and over and over again. You could do this with new lead magnets, and I'm not saying you're going to do this every single day, but you could do it every month. You could actually do it every week, where you're creating something new every single week and saying, people really like this thing. I wonder if they'll like this too. Now, you might get some overlap from the first post and the second post, and that's fine. But in order to ensure that you're bringing new people in, what you're going to do is everyone who commented on that, you're going to send them a friend request. You're going to look at people that they're connected with. You're going to start commenting on their stuff. And this is something I do all the time. I'm always interacting with people on social. I'm always, replying back to popular posts. Like my replies, and then I'll send them a friend request too. Once you have one winner and you have one that really worked well, what you're going to do is you're going to create a landing page. So again, if you're using something like ConvertKit, they actually have a native landing page builder. It's super simple to use. You're going to do that. You're going to come up with a page. The page does not have to be crazy. It could, headline, subheadline, like 1 or 2 sentences of text, and then the opt-in box and the button. Like, you do not need maybe some bullets if it's like a book or something like that, but you really don't need a crazy amount of text. But there's no products on that page. There's no distractions. It's just like, hey, here's this thing. It's free. Do you want it? Yes or no? They have to make a decision, and oftentimes, 30, 40, 50, 60% of people say, oh, I'm on this page. This thing looks cool. I'm going to grab it. I use a software called Hype Fury. There's a link below to that too, where what I'll do is, if I have popular tweets, I can auto plug the link, the lead magnet. So it'll just auto pop the link in there and people can click through and join my list. If they start to see my content, they like it, they can just get on there. Or if they click through to my profile, the link will be in the profile itself. And now what you're going to do is you're going to start producing content every day. So maybe you're doing a video a day, maybe you're doing a long form post a day. Maybe if you're doing daily email, or if you've committed to that and you're writing an email to these new people on your list, you could also take those emails and post them as long form posts on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on whatever you're on, or you could turn them into long form YouTube videos. There's a lot of different options, but you need some kind of content engine to continue to drive people back to that page to get onto your list. I'm really a big fan of getting people onto the list before trying to sell them anything. Just focus on growing the list. Focus on every single thing you do is getting people, the right kind of people, onto your list, and then you can worry about sales later once you've captured the lead. If you really want to hit the accelerator, what you could do is you could run ads. And ads sound scary. Oh no, what's going to happen? Right? Like, am I going to lose all my money? That's something that a lot of people worry about. The lead velocity you will have with ads is insane. 10, 20, 30x the amount of email subscribers you're getting in a very short amount of time for probably a lot less money than you think. So once people hit your squeeze page, a certain percentage of them are going to opt in. Again, if you're going to cold traffic, what should your opt-in rate percentage be? Well, if it's a really good ad, you want to make sure the squeeze page that people land on after they click through from the ad to the page is super congruent. You don't want it to be super different. Obviously, the more congruent it is, the higher the opt-in percentage usually is going to be. It shouldn't be too hard. As long as you're super congruent and it is a lead magnet that the right people are clicking on, all you're doing with ads is you're just saying, find me more of these people. And the name of the game now is like, okay, if I start and I'm spending $10 a day or $20 a day on ads, and I have, let's say, a $7 product, if I'm spending $20 a day, can I get 3 of my subscribers to buy something? Excuse me, you're paying $1 for a subscriber, right? So you're getting 20 people to subscribe a day. Can you get 3 of them to take a $7 offer? That would be a 15% conversion rate, which might be a little bit high. But again, if you have lower than that, what you could also do is you could add an order bump, which means as they're checking out, there's a little box that says, hey, would you like to add this other thing to your order, this $20 training or whatever it is, this extra little thing, and that will pull up your average order value. This is how you start to scale, and you can increase the velocity fast. You could also have upsells, one-click upsells. If you're using something like ThriveCart, that's my shopping cart. I'll have a link for that below in the video. You could have actually up to 5 upsells, and we have 5 upsells and 1 downsell in my funnel. And the reason why we do that, and yeah, it's a lot of upsells, but you know what? The numbers have to make sense, because if we're spending $500 a day on traffic, we need to make sure we get that $500 back as fast as humanly possible. Because if we do that, what that means is that we can now get anywhere from 170 to 200 subscribers a day for free. Because if we spend 500 and then we make 500 back, we paid $0, because 500 minus 500 equals 0, right? And again, like, your numbers might not look the same. Maybe you start with, $30 a day, and maybe you make $25 back. I don't think that's the end of the world. Some people are scared to do that, right? Now, do you have anything to sell in the back end? Do you have a service? Do you have coaching? Do you have consulting? Do you have digital products? Do you have anything else that you could sell? If you don't have anything to sell, you might not want to jump to paid ads. But if you do have something to sell, then it's just simply a matter of saying, okay, now we're just going to promote the thing that we want to sell, and maybe we make enough back within 30 days, or we make 10 times the amount back within 90 days, right? And I've had funnels. I had one funnel that I was running years ago. It was a book funnel, and I had a just straight up tripwire funnel. What was pretty crazy was both of them were just under break even. We were slightly under break even on day 0. But we did a cohort analysis where we looked at all of those buyers and said, okay, over the next 18 months, did they buy anything? What did they buy? How much did they spend? And it was a big process. And what we found was the lowest producing cohort out of all those ads we ran produced a 6.4x return over the course of 18 months, which means we put $1 into ads on day 0. We got about like 0.85 back on day 0, so we were a little bit negative. But over the next 18 months, that dollar actually returned $6.40. And that was the weakest cohort we had. The strongest cohort was a 12x return. So like, where else are you going to put $1 in and get 12x within 18 months? The last thing you're going to do if you want to start getting subscribers fast, and you're still under 1,000, right? You've done the lead magnet test post. You maybe have dabbled with ads a little bit. The other thing you can do to get a lot of subscribers for free, the third thing I'm going to give you, is that you can do something called a list swap. Now, what this means is that you are going to go to other people who have lists that are about the same size, that are in the same market, and you're going to basically say to them, hey, I have a list, you have a list, we're both trying to grow our list. What if I told my people to sign up for your lead magnet, and you told your people to sign up for my lead magnet? So I'm going to write an email for that person. I'm going to say, hey, my friend Bob has a really awesome business. He helps people do X, Y, and Z. He's got this awesome lead magnet. You should sign up and grab it. It's totally free. He's going to do the same thing for me. And then maybe I send him 100 or 200 subscribers, and he sends me 100 or 200 subscribers. Both of your lists grow for free, and then you can go to other people, and now you have a bigger list, and you can go to people who have bigger lists, and you could swap with them. So you can keep doing these swaps until you get all these subscribers for free. And when you think about it, how much would you have to spend on ads? You have your customers, and you have their customers, or excuse me, subscribers, and then you could cross-pollinate those lists, and everyone grows. A rising tide lifts all ships. So give that a shot. Let me know how it goes. Make sure you like and subscribe. Drop a comment for me if you have questions. I'll see you.